begin by crossing your right leg in front of your left and palms will face down on the knees and close down the eyes. Roll the shoulders back and down, maybe gently sway left to right, front to back. Find what feels like center for you. And let's bring awareness to the breath. Without trying to change anything or alter the breath in any way, just notice how your breath has shown up. As is in this moment. The theme for this flow is leaning into the discomfort. And so there's this idea of generally we like to do the things we prefer or keep doing the things that feel good and maybe shy away from or avoid the things that maybe we have some resistance towards. And for this practice, we're going to be using our body as a tool, as a communication tool, as a reference. And checking in where there's resistance throughout the practice to a particular pose, or maybe resistance or tension in the body, or maybe resistance or tension in the mind. And knowing that these places of resistance are actually a pathway. They're actually a doorway. That's where there's growth. That's where there's information. That's where there's potential for change. So we're going to listen, and we're going to be brave to really lean into those areas of discomfort, of resistance, of where our body and our minds are speaking the loudest. So from this place, let's begin to spiral towards the left in an anti-clockwise direction. Feeling how we can loosen through the shoulders and through the head. And from here, taking your hands by your hips and straightening the legs out with the right ankle on top and then just bending them. So you have a couple of options. You can keep the hands on the ground, lift through the chest, and just engage the core to bend and straighten with the right ankle on top. Or if you want more, you can reach the palms out. So we're really firing up through the center for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend the knees, hands by the hips. Let's roll down onto our backs. Keep the cross of that right ankle over the left. From here, I'm going to take my ankles towards the left, arms towards the left, and do a nice side body stretch. If I looked at you from above, it would be like a nice C-shaped curve. Breathing down the right side of your body, beautiful, and then coming back towards center, keeping that cross of the ankle, bending your knees, and let's now cross the right thigh on top of the left thigh. So we can go into our twist. So knees towards the left, hips towards the right, and maybe the gaze is towards the right as well. For 3, for 2, 1, back to center. Keep the knees crossed and do a double wrap. So the thighs are wrapped. See if you can wrap the ankles one more time to Garuda eagle wrap of the legs. And then we're going to reach the palms up. And we're going to lift through the chest as we bring the knees towards us. So it's a little crunch. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Unravel the legs and allow yourself to rock and roll up to cross-legged left ankle in front this time. Let's spiral towards the right into a clockwise direction. Using this time to soften through the head, the neck, the shoulders. To release and breathe into full belly breaths. And when you are ready, hands by your hips. Let's straighten through the legs, left ankles on top. And we're just going to continue to bend in and straighten out. Option to stay with the hands down or lift the arms. It doesn't matter where you are. All that matters is that you're engaging across the center. Feeling what you need to feel. Sitting with it. Acknowledging it. And letting it go. From here, ankles to the ground. Hands by your hips, rolling down. Keep the ankles crossed and keep the legs long. This time, ankles towards the right and the hands towards the right. Nice C shape. Breath into the left side body. Softening across the ribs, softening to the shoulders for 3. For 2. 1, back to center, bend through the knees, keep the cross of the ankles, now across the thighs, and then drop the hips to the left, knees to the right. That's it. Gaze down that left arm. Shoulders are down away from the ears for 3. For 2. 1, back through center. Now the double wrap, the knees are already wrapped, ankles to come. Arms extend and bring the knees in. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Unraveling. Legs long. We're taking the feet to the sky, hands down by the earth. Flex the feet, and we're just going to lift through our hips. So it's a gentle move, but it's a lot of engagement through the lower abs. We're going to lift the heels towards the ceiling, just lifting the hips a little. That's it. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Rock and roll up the spine. Knees to the side, let's sit on the shins. So from this place, we're going to move into our arm sequence, which is bending through the elbows like cactus arms, opening through the heart, sending the elbows back as you lift, and then gently soften the elbows down. Start to roll the belly towards the spine as the backs of the hands connect. There you go. So from here, open through the chest, bend through the elbows, send the forearms back, and then as they begin to extend, belly to spine, roll and round, back of the hands touch. So continue in your own time, linking and connecting breath to movement. And yogis, next time the elbows are out wide, interlace your hands behind your back. Press the fingertips down towards the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, let's take the head down to the mat. And just allow openness through the shoulders for 3, 2, 1. Release hands by your hips. See if you can press into your hands. If the fingertips are facing forward, lean into the hands. Lift through the hips, lift through the heart. Exhale, release down. This time the hands come by the knees. And we're going to plant the hands forward, tuck the toes. And lift the knees up. So we're in a bit of a squat, but keep your hands on the ground. The knees stay together. And we're just going to tick-tock forward and back. So knees down. Opening through the backs of the toes. And then you're going to push back so your heels are down. Maybe the hands slide back a little. That's it. So moving forward, knees tap. Moving backwards. Opening through all parts of the feet. You can use the hands if that feels like it's stable. Allow the hands to move forward and back with your momentum. And the next time your heels are back, lift the hands and see if you can balance here. Hands to pray. Stacking shoulders above hips, above heels. And then we're just going to try for a little twist. So twisting to the right, left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand wraps behind. Beautiful. Nice long spine, and let's twist to the left. Right arm across, left hand behind. For 3, 2, 1, release. From here, sink the hips, hands to the earth, and we're just going to move our hips left to right. So I'm going to bring my right knee out to the right and chop my left knee down to the ground. And then we'll try the other side. Left knee to the left, right knee down. So just moving those toes, practicing leading with the toes and opening through the hip left to right. And the next time the knees are together, come back up to your squat and let's drop the knees forward. So now your weight is above your heels. Make sure every toe is tucked underneath. And we're just going to lean back in space. So keeping the knees on the ground, engage through your center. And it's going to be one long line from knee to hip to shoulder. See if you can lean back. Keep the core engaged and making sure your knees don't lift up. But keep that integrity of the spine for 3, 2, 1. Keep this long line and then engage through the quads and the glutes to lift yourself up to high kneel. Open through the elbows, arch through the spine. Exhale, hips down as the hands connect as you round belly to spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Couple more like that. Moving into the parts of the spine that need it the most. Not just the places that are most flexible, but really into the places that you're really feeling it the most. And the next time the elbows bend, you'll interlace the hands behind the back, send the knuckles down towards the earth, lift the chest, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, and then bring your hips back, forehead down to the mat. So it's actually the top of the head that moves down to the mat. Keep the palms moving up towards the ceiling. Don't move your head around. Keep it nice and still for 3, 2, 1. Surrender your hands to earth. And as we come up to high knees, we're going to move the hands behind us, up and down to the earth to move out to the belly. So all the way down to the earth, making a pillow with your hands, feet out wide. Moving the hips left to right, softening and releasing. So from here we bend through the elbows, and we're going to lift through the back of the head, lifting, engaging through your back muscles and floating these elbows up. Find that engagement, find that height, and then we're going to tick-tock left to right. So right elbow comes down, and then left elbow. Noticing and feeling the full engagement across all those back muscles. 3, 4, 2, 1. Make a pillow with your hands. Soften down your forehead and let go. And breathe into your upper back. For 3, 4, 2, 1. We're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Keep the forehead down. Open through the shoulders. Open through the chest. Pull your hands away so the shoulders are down away from the ears. And then from here, lifting through the back of the head, lifting through the whole upper back. And then if you choose, lift the legs as well from the inner thighs. 4, 3. Leaning into that discomfort, breathing into it fully, knowing this too shall pass, knowing and feeling that rise and that fall of sensation and emotion. Exhale, release hands under shoulders. Pressing back to child's pose, knees wide, hips to heels. Maybe you're rolling the head left or right on the mat. Allowing that full release of the neck and the shoulders. From here we press forward to tabletop. Make sure the fingers are spread wide and you're suctioning your palms into the earth. And we'll bring the right leg back behind us. So first of all, right knee, right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. And back to right elbow. And back to extension. Try that one more time. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. This time we're going to cross the right shin on top of the left and sink the hips back for a crooked child's pose. And then as we come forward, right knee, left elbow, and then all the way around behind the left shin. So now you're crossing the right shin behind the left shin. So both shins are to the ground and come to a crooked child's pose, stretching the opposite way. Beautiful for 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're coming to modified side plank. So bringing the right leg long, right arm to the sky. You can shift your left shin back or whatever angle feels the most supportive. And then bend through your right knee. Externally rotate your hip and bring your right knee towards the ceiling. That's beautiful. You got it. Shin to ankle. From this place, look down at your mat, right hand comes down. Right knee curls in and steps forward to your low lunge. Tuck the back toes. Opening, elbows bend, inhale, exhale, round, back of the hands touch. 2 more. The next time the elbows bend, we interlace the hands. Reach the palms down and away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let's bow down on the inside of that right knee. Letting and surrendering your head down. And as you release your hands out to the left-hand side, out onto your fingertips. And then soften, arms are straight. Soften your head, neck, and shoulders through your arms and push your hips away. For 3, 2, 1. Right hand inside of right foot. Left hand to the sky as you take your left shin across the mat. So we're turning to a kneeling side angle pose. And as the left hand comes back down, we shift that left shin back parallel with the mat. And then heel toe the right foot to the right. And let's just get into the back of that right leg. Sending the hips forward and back. Flexing through the toes. Finding space in the back of that right leg, breathing into the places that need it the most. And really exploring without skipping over any areas. Really going into those places, going deep. And then from here, we're going to send the hips back, straighten the right leg, and bring both hands on the either side of that right foot. And the left heel is going to move wide, and very slowly you're going to sit into a half hero. So your left foot is out to the left side. So it's going to look like this. That's it. And then we're just going to breathe the left hip down. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards the right. Left hand on the outside of that right leg, twisting towards the right. Feeling the length of the spine. And as we come back forward, let's bow down over that right leg. Surrendering here, feeling everything, noticing everything, not attaching to anything. When you're ready, we're going to come back into that low lunge. So maybe you bring the shin closer towards you, come back on the fingertips, press into the left shin, bend the right knee, and bring the hands forward. You got it. Tuck the back toe, straighten the back leg, give that left knee a little bit of blood. And then drop the left knee, right leg back. Let's flow through. Chin and chest to the ground. Let's just stay here for a brief moment.
Soften the shoulders, soften the chest, opening through the throat muscles, keeping the hips lifted for 3, 2, 1. Let's soften the hips down, roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe your hands lift, maybe your hands come back to spine behind you for 3, 2, 1. Hands by your side, sliding back to child's pose. 3 breaths. For 3, 4, 2, 1. We'll meet back in our tabletop position and we'll do the other leg. So making sure the fingers are spread to protect the wrists. Let's move the left leg back in space. Left knee, left elbow, left knee, right elbow, and then back to the left and back to extension. Let's try that again. Left knee, left elbow to the right elbow, this time across the left shin on top of the right. Send the hips back. Nice and snug, breathing into that outer hip. And then send the body forward, left knee, right elbow, and then all the way behind the right shin this time. Sink yourself back, crooked child's pose. Breathing into the outer hips for 3, 2, 1. Release, unravel the left leg back into side plank, left hand lifts. Send the hips towards the left. When you're ready, feeling the left knee lift towards the ceiling, you're externally rotating your left hip, left shin to the back of the right heel. And from here, feel the left knee lift, left hand come down, and then now you can step it forward to low lunge. That's it, tuck the back toes. Opening and closing. Noticing if you tend to bend deeper into the lower upper back and see if you can switch it up. Exploring all parts of the spine. The next time your elbows bend, hands interlace behind, send the knuckles towards the earth. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, bow down on the inside of the left foot. Surrender the head to the mat. Face is heavy, jaw is heavy. And as you release your hands, bring them out towards the right on an angle, onto the fingertips. And then drop the head, pressing away with long, straight arms. Breathing into this rather awkward position for 3, 2, 1. Left hand on the inside of the left foot. Swing that right shin across the mat, right hand to the sky. And then as we bring the right hand down on the inside, take the right shin parallel once more, left foot out to the left. And let's floss backwards and forwards through the hips, breathing into the back of the left leg. Once again, be really exploratory, be really brave. Move into the places that maybe have a little bit of tension or are giving you the loudest amount of communication from the body. And go there with the breath, go there with the movement, with compassion. And the next time the left leg is straight, you stay there or moving towards straightness and take the left hand on the outside and begin to curl your hands back to half here. The right heel moves out towards the right so that when you sit your hips, it's on the inside of that right heel. Take a moment. Give your hips a moment. Give your knee a moment. And let's twist to the left, right hand on the outside of that left leg anywhere, left hand behind. 3, 4, 2, 1. Back to center. Let's forward fold over that left leg. Breathing and noticing. Sinking that right hip down. And when you're ready, we're going to come forward. So we're going to press into that right shin. Press into our hands. Bend the left knee. Hands move forward, tuck the right toes, straighten that back leg. Give it a moment. And as the right knee comes down, left knee to meet, let's stay in our chaturanga with the chin and chest to the ground just for a moment. Just as we warm up, roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Feel that extra lift of the hips, maybe even bringing your knees closer towards your chin. On the next breath, slide the hips forward, roll the shoulders back and down. You can lift your palms or interlace behind your back, whatever works. Make sure the back of the head is lifting, your gaze is on the mat for 3. Maybe you lift through the inner thighs for 2. 1, release hands by shoulders, sliding back, child's pose. And knowing we're heading to downward dog next, so you can move there whenever you're ready. No rush to get there. For 3. For 2. 1, downward facing dog, lifting the hips. Pressing away from the earth, bending through the knees, left to right, almost dropping your shoulder down towards your knees. From here, we're coming to a plank position, top of a push-up, feeling and noticing the wrists under shoulders, one long line of the body. Feeling the crown of the head moving forwards, feeling the heels moving backward. And I want you to stack your right heel, your right toes, pardon me, on top of your left heel. That's it. Keep the lift, turn the toes towards the right, heels towards the left, lift the right hand. Beautiful. Drop the right hand back down. Keep the feet as they are as you press back to a downward facing dog. And feel how you get some extra space down the back of that left leg. Right foot next to left. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold. Keep the knees bent. Hands are on the ground, maybe the fingertips. And as you bend your left knee, right hands to the sky. And then we'll switch. Right hand down, right knee bends, left arm to the sky. 1 more each side, feeling into your side body. Noticing where needs a little extra breath. Where needs to be reined in a little bit. Next time both hands are on the ground, walk your hands back out to a downward facing dog. Stabilize here. Zipping up through the belly and moving back into your plank position. 1 long line for the body. Feeling yourself grip your mat? Yes. From here, left toes on top of right ankle. Yeah, so the toes, I've had my big toe on one side and the rest of my toes on the other side of that heel. And then I want you to take your heels to the right, toes to the left hand to the sky. And as you come back to your plank, keep the feet and walk back to your downward facing dog. Send that right heel down towards the ground. Send your hips high. Feeling that extra support to find space down the back of that right leg. And as your left foot steps next to your right, walk your hands back towards your feet 1 last time. Bend your knees a lot, interlace your hands, and bring your hands up and over. From this place, bend your left knee, turn the body to the right. So your right leg is straight. And then switch. Right knee bends, left leg is straight, turn the body to the left. Keep going. You're tipping and tapping your shoulder towards the bent knee. Yeah. Release those beautiful hands, bring them to the ground, walking out to downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg to the sky. Right knee, right elbow. Press it forward. Then move the knee towards the left And then see if you can cross your right thigh on top of your left thigh as you move back to a downward facing dog. So it's a Krewther wrap in your down dog. Hold for a breath, and as you move yourself through plank, step your right foot forward to high lunge, back knee bends. Elbows open out, arch the body on the inhale. On the exhale, bend your left knee as you connect the back of your hands. Couple more like that. Opening, finding lift, finding length, closing, engaging across the front of the body as you bend the left knee. The next time the elbows are bent, interlace the hands behind your back. Find the openness of the heart as you press forward, lift the back leg into warrior 3 with your hands bound for 3. Chest moves forward, head moves forward for 2. 1, bend the right knee, left foot steps back, release the hands, warrior 2, right knee bends. Softening here, reverse with the right hand, back in space. And then you move back to downward facing dog. Interlace your hands behind the back. Open through the shoulders. Zip up through the belly as you bow down on the inside of the right knee. Humble warrior. From humble warrior, release the hands. Walk the hands out towards the left. You're on your fingertips. With your straight arms, press the hips away. Keep the knees facing the same direction as the toes and breathe here for 3. 2. 1, right hand on the inside of the right foot, left arm to the sky. You're in a low, deep side angle. Left hand down. Left heel lifts, right arm to the sky. From here, take your toes towards the right. Take your right foot halfway down, and let's do a couple of dips. Left hip to the earth, right hand back. And then lift back up. That's it. One more time. Hips lower. Reach the right arm back. Come back to your side plank. Press firmly into the outside of your left foot. Keep the core lifted and step the right foot behind. That's it. From flip dog, lift the chest. And then turn it back through plank, through flow. Right hand down, right foot down. Let's move through chaturanga, elbows bend. Low plank, a low cobra or upward facing dog. Let's breathe here for 3 breaths wherever you are before we switch sides for 3. 4, 2. Downward facing dog for 1. When you are ready, left leg floats up. Left knee, left elbow, hold it there. Move it straight across to the right. And then as you bend your right knee and send the hips back, cross the left thigh over into eagle down dog. Yeah. From here, coming through plank, and then step your left foot forward, high lunge, back knee bends. Opening and closing here. Taking your time to bend that right knee on your exhale. Send the breath through the body, noticing what information is there. The next time the elbows bend, you can interlace your hands behind your back. Open through the chest, send the crown of the head forward as you come to warrior 3. Lift that back leg, feel the length from the right toes to the crown of the head. Make sure the hips are parallel to the ground, bend the left knee. Release the back leg, release the hands, turn it open to warrior 2, left knee bends. Beautiful transition. Left hand reverses. Exhale, coming back to warrior 2. From here, hands interlaced behind the back. Open through the chest. Let's bow down to humble warrior on the inside of the left knee. Head is heavy. Surrendering your hands out towards the right, up on the fingertips. Arms are straight, so you're undoing the hands, reaching them out towards the right and softening the head down. Exploring what is here. Giving it some love for 3. Sitting with it for 2. Letting it go for 1. Left hand on the inside of the left foot, right hand to the sky. Deep side angle pose. Beautiful. Right hand down, right heel lifts, left hand to the sky. Let's bring both toes towards the left. Let's bring the left foot halfway down the mat and soften the right hip to the mat as we reach the left arm back. One more like that. Pressing through the right outside of the foot, feeling the hips move high. Exhale, soften down. Coming back up to your modified side plank. Feeling how strong you are through that lift of the right hip so we can step the left foot behind. For 3, 2, 1. Turn the left hand down, left foot down. Flow it through. Chaturanga. From toes or knees, whatever you're working with. Rest in child's or down dog. It's beautiful. For 3. For 2. For 1, down dog. I'm going to lift the right leg high. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. Extend the right leg to the left, come to the outside of the right foot, and see if you can sink the hips down. There you go. Nice deep stretch to the outside of the right hip. And as you bring the hips back up, we're going to bring this right knee to the right elbow and then move that right foot, the right shin behind the left shin, the right foot behind the left foot. So you're crisscrossing your legs, right foot behind left. They're both on the mat, and you walk your hands back towards your feet and come to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Left foot is in front of right. Make sure they're both planted on the earth. Bend the knees if you need to. Just feel into this forward fold. A bit of awkwardness on purpose today, so we can learn to breathe into that discomfort. For 3. For 2. 1, bend the knees, come to stand. Interlace the hands at the top, and then move towards the left. So side body bend to the left. Bend your knees, hands come back towards the ground. And then release the right foot to step next to the left. So you're in a halfway lift. From here, the feet are flexed. We're in a half lift. We're going to move the right leg out towards the right. So hinging at the hips, the right leg does a lift, hip height, and comes back down. Let's do 3 more. Keeping a micro bend in that left knee. Breathing here. For 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg lifted out to the side horizontally and bend the left knee and send that right leg behind the left. Your left knee is bent, your right leg is straight. You're on the outside of this right foot. Beautiful. Half lift. Take the right hand down, left hand to the sky. Deep twist here. For 3, for 2, 1, left hand down. Let's see if we can come to half moon. So now we need to open through the right hip, open through the right hand, and come to half moon from here. You got it. For 3, beautiful. 2, 1, right hand down, right foot down, and bend your knees back into the squat. Well done. Whew. Inhale, come to balance, hips above your ankles. And let's bring the right hand to the right and see if we can side body bend this left hand up and over towards the right. And take this left elbow down to the ground, also on the right side. Now this might be where you stay and breathe and stretch, or you can come to side crow. So side crow, the hands on the ground, both knees are on the upper arm of this left knee. That's it. Looking forward, having a play. Beautiful. And as you come out, coming back to face forward, inhale high, dropping your knees, hands to heart center. Let's lean back in space, engaging one long line, and then coming up to high knees. Release the hands back behind, lift up, over and down, your downward facing dog. Breathing here, letting it go. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. Let's move straight to the other side. Left leg to the sky. Left knee, left elbow. Right elbow, extending that left leg, flexing that left foot, and let's come to hips to the ground. You're still on the toes of that right foot, that's it. And then pressing into the ground, lift those hips up. And then we're taking the left knee, left elbow, and this left leg is going to go behind the right leg in your downward facing dog. So the feet are crisscross. Walking your hands back towards your feet. So the right foot's in front, the left foot's behind. Hang out in this different forward fold. Knees can bend. Head is released. For 3, for 2, 1. Left foot steps by the right foot. You're in your forward fold. So ready for that kick out towards the left. So flexing your left feet as it moves out towards the left, hip height. Inhale, exhale it down. Keep a micro bend in the standing knee. 4 more. So 3, for 2, and 1. Next time the left leg is out to the left, hold it there. Keep that engagement. And send that left leg behind the right leg. Right knee bends. Right knee bends, left leg is straight. You're on the outside of those left toes. So move your left leg back further. Beautiful. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. Beautiful. For 3, 2, 1. Right hand down. Let's turn it open to half moon. So you need to open through the left hip. Open through the left hand. We're just turning it all around to the other side. For 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, left foot down, coming to that squat. Knees bend, knees together, hips to heels. Ooh-wee. Shoulders above the hips. Left hand is down, the right hand comes up and over. And then the right hand comes down on the outside of the left thigh. So the knees still face forward. Your hands plant, your elbows bend like chaturanga arms, so that your knees can come to the outside of the back of that right arm. Feel the lift. Imagine your hips moving upwards. Keep the bend of your knees. Bring your feet upwards, your feet towards the sky. That's beautiful. When you're ready, release back into that squat. Hands to prayer. Well done. Knees down. Knees in line with hips, in line with shoulders, leaning back or engaged. Lift yourself up to high knees. Release the arms back. And bow down to your downward facing dog. Well done. Inhale nose, exhale mouth, letting it all go. Okay, last little bit of trickiness. Right leg to the sky. Right knee, right elbow. Right knee, left elbow. Extend your right leg to the left. Come to fallen triangle. So left heel comes to the ground, left arm lifts. Hips are lifted. And then as the left hand comes down, right knee crosses over the left thigh. So keep the cross, bend your left knee. You're back into that eagle wrap. See if you can double wrap as your hips move high, because we're going to move to a side plank, keeping this cross. So we're going to move forward into a version of a plank. Come to the outside of the left foot, right hand to the sky. That right knee stays cross, and let's unravel it. Step the right foot behind the left into flip dog. So it comes from here. Yes. Beautiful. For 3, 2. Press into your left foot. Lift your right knee. Step it forward to the top of the mat. And see if you can ground the left heel to open to warrior 2. It's a really big turnaround. Yeah. Flip the right hand, reverse. Exhale back to warrior 2. Hands behind the back. Bowing down the inside of the right knee. This time, bring your left hand next to your right foot and lift your left heel. So you're back to the runner's lunge. You're going to step this left foot towards the right knee bends, the left leg is straight. And from here, you're going to lift the right arm. Send the hips down towards the ground. Left leg is straight, right knee just crosses on top. Sort of like a single leg gomukhasana. And then you forward fold. For 3, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so from here, the left knee is going to bend as well. So you're almost like in a double knee gomukhasana. Yep. And then we're going to flip it around. So feet flex, flip towards the left. And as you unwind yourself, your legs are going to be long, toes in, heels apart, forward fold. That's it. 4, 3, 4, 2, 1. Toes out, heels in, coming up to goddess, cactus arms. And then we're going to turn the toes towards one direction and dip the back knee to the ground and come up. And then you turn the toes to the other side, drop your knee, come back up. So just really feeling the strength of our lower half. Let's just do a couple more each side. Noticing the tracking of the knee. Noticing the engagement of the core helps. And the next time your legs are long, you're facing the side of the mat, right knee bends back to warrior 2. Right hand lifts, hands frame that right foot, stepping back to your flow or to your rest, yogi's choice. That was a lot on one side, so let's soften and rest between sides, letting it go. Knowing, feeling that we're going deep into these places, allowing our heart beat to rise, allowing our body to feel a little out of that comfort zone, but just to explore, just to see what's there, just to recognize what comes up and know that it's safe to feel, it's safe to experience fully, and that is the point of growth. That is where change and magic happens. Moving back into your downward facing dog, let's do the other side. Inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left knee, left elbow. Across to the right, extend the right leg out, the left leg out to the right. Right heel grounds, fallen triangle, right hand to the sky. Beautiful. As the right hand comes down, so the left thigh is crossed on top, You're on your right toes, and bend your right knee and keep your left knee across, left thigh across to Krewther, downward dog. From here, keep the wrap of the legs. Come to the outside of your right foot, left arm to the sky. Keep the hips lifted, and then just unravel the left leg, step it behind, lift the hips, flip dog. From here, press into the right foot. Float the left knee. See if you can step it forward as far as you can. Soon as it's down, right heel grounds, warrior two. Come on up. Nice. Reverse. Left hand up. Back to warrior two. Hands interlaced behind your back. Let's bow down on the inside of left knee. Humble warrior. Bringing your right hand by your left foot. Taking your right heel up. So your hips are facing forward now. Take your right foot to the left. So keeping the left knee bent, keep your right foot to the left as much as you can. Both feet are flexed, lift the left hand to the sky. From this place, we sink the right hip down, we turn to face the left side of the mat. And so it's the right leg long, it's the left knee up and over like this. So the knee comes down, you're on the top of this left foot, and the hips are on the ground. And let's forward fold. Beautiful. For 3. 4, 2. 1, coming up, bending that right knee, so your both knees are bent. Let's spin open to the right, flex both feet, turn it around, toes in, heels apart, forward fold, facing the side of the mat. You got it. Let the head go. For 3, 4, 2. 1, come halfway up. Now from here, left toes face out, bend your left knee, right leg to the sky, right toes to the sky. Yes, Skandasana. Just switch sides. Use your hands to help. Yes. All right. So from here, the next time your left knee is bent, I want you to bring your hips and bum to the ground. So you're sitting down. The left knee is up. That's it. And then bring your left knee to the ground to face the same direction as your right toes. Yep. And then come back up. So you need to open up the knee. The left foot faces to the left again. Your hands on the inside and come back up. Switch sides. Left toes to the sky. Sit your hips down. Once it's down, drop that right knee in towards, yeah, you got it. Now open it back up. You're on the inside, press forward, back up. Okay, so we're just going left to right now. So when you sink down, you sit first, you drop the knee, yeah, and then you come back through. You got it. Again, just exploring really compassionately, really curiously, really non-judgmentally in the body here. And the next time the right knee is bent, we're going to come back up to warrior two. So we're going to bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Warrior two, reverse with the left hand. Hands frame the left foot, step back to plank, step back to flow. Child's pose. Let it go. Well done for going there. Leaning into that discomfort or leaning into those places that may have a little resistance or maybe new or maybe different or not your personal preference. And just seeing what comes up, seeing what story is there and seeing if you can notice the rise of that emotion or story or sensation and then breathing into the peak of that, acknowledging it, loving it, and then really letting it go. From here, coming high on the shins. And you might want to move to the top of your mat. And as the knees are together, let's bring both feet wide and come to hero's pose. Now straight away you're going to know if that feels okay on the hips. We have done a lot of work so it might feel okay. But if it doesn't, sit on a pillow, sit on a block, do what you need to do. Palms down, and let's just breathe here. So I want to make sure you're on the tops of the feet. And the ankle, yeah, that's it. And you can stay here if that feels like there's enough to explore here. If you want more, invitation is to use your core, use that strength we've been doing, lean back maybe to the forearms, maybe you stay here, or maybe you lift the hips and lower them down into a full reclining hero. Hands can stay by your sides, or maybe they reach up into lace overhead, whatever you need. Whatever gives you more information about your body, about your pathways. I'm just going to read a little poem while you're here. Overflowing, a sensation rising. You can stay there on your back, but if it doesn't feel good, you can come out. A distant memory is felt. The pain, remembered, held, and nurtured, I surrender to my hurt. A breath caught awareness comes, alone no more, she is free. Open-hearted, a dream awakened, spirit guides as we flow. Overflowing, she is free, full of love and joy. Overflowing, she is free. This is freedom. This is me. When you're ready, use your forearms to come up. If you're ready up, sit your hips forward. Move your feet and knees together. Sit to the side and move your legs in front. If you need to shake out through the knees, give them a little bit of space, you can. And then last bit of work before we roll down onto our back. So bringing the hands underneath the thighs, bring the knees up parallel. And let's dip right, left, and then both. Maybe the hands lift. Right, left, and then both. Keeping that awareness of sensation. Maybe it feels like a burning, and just see if you can go into that place without story and experience it fully and allow yourself to let it go and see what's on the other side. 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, boat pose, and then bend the knees and roll down onto your back. Well done. We have an option for plow pose, or if that's too much, you can just bring your legs to the sky. So option to stay here as your inversion, or if you like to bring your feet over your head, you can interlace your hands and press through your upper arms. Keep the head facing the same way, shoulders down away from the ears, and breathe. Noticing what comes up, noticing what is there. And to come out, release the hands to the ground. Keep them together as you roll down onto your upper arms. So your hips and your glutes may be on your hands. And then send your legs long. And really scooch those forearms underneath you as you press into the elbows and lift the heart. Maybe opening through the throat and looking to the back of your mat. 4, 3, 4, 2, keeping the openness of that arch. 1, chin to chest. just unroll yourself, bend your knees, lift the hips, remove your arms, and coming to a Shavasana when you're ready. If there's anything you need on the way, please explore that. Allowing the time and space to explore what is there in stillness. Where there is resistance, there is a pathway. There's so many doorways within the body itself. Lean in. Lean into challenge. Lean into discomfort. Lean into questions that may lead your way. Lead into yourself. Lean into another. And as you love and as you learn, life won't lead you astray. Breathing into all the spaces and places of your body and your mind. Feeling fully what is there, acknowledging, loving, and with your exhale, let it go. When you feel ready to move through fingers and toes, taking your time. And then maybe bend your knees, reach your arms out long, and then roll to whichever side you fall to first. Just taking a couple of breaths in the fetal position. Taking this time to thank yourself, thank your practice, And rolling up to a comfortable seated position when you're ready, hands in prayer, no rush to get there. Palms to the forehead as a gentle reminder to allow thoughts to be open, compassionate and deep. Palms to the lips, allowing words to be free, to be calm, and to be meaningful. Palms into heart center, feeling into unconditional love, eternal joy within. Really leaning into self, into what's there, leaning into that self-inquiry, trusting what's there, not avoiding, but really going into those places, maybe of challenge, maybe of resistance, but knowing that is where the light comes in. That is where the growth and the progress is made. Namaste.